G'day everybody, Holger from Biora here. Just wanted to come back to you about our finished grow room. We spoke a lot about the exterior of this chamber, the ability for it to be portable and located in any sort of site or location and being plug and play. But what we really haven't shown you is what it looks like inside. So a couple of things I want to sort of call out is obviously the lighting in this room. So we have four general lights that are ceiling lights. They're ceiling grids that sit in there. They're all IP rated and provide good lighting to the researchers in this room. The other thing we've got, you'll see here, is we've got all the grow lights installed as well. These are our 600 watt Heliospectra Mitra Flex lights, so they provide a really good grow light that's dimmable. These also have a capability of being able to be switched between 3 channels. So on the one hand, you get a nice broad spectrum light. If you switch to the second channel, you'll have a broad spectrum and far red. And then lastly, you'll also have a far red treatment on its own as well. So it gives a lot of flexibility to the growers that are growing plants in here to be able to do experiments with lighting. The other really interesting thing to note here is the way we've designed the airflow. We obviously are promising a very uniform environment in here when it comes to temperature and humidity. So the way we distribute the air is really important, and the way we measure and the air is also very important. So we have this horizontal airflow, what we call a wall plenum system here, and this helps control the airflow and also measure the temperature and humidity in different areas of this room to make sure that we're providing a really nice and uniform and controlled environment. So you'll also notice we've got a laboratory grade floor room here. It's a vinyl floor that is resistant to a lot of chemical and other sorts of cleaning agents that they may be using in this laboratory. It is all coved and also goes up the walls as well to provide a really good cleanable surface. You'll also notice the linear drain that we have in the center of the room. This was really a design improvement that we've come across over the past few years, because we know that researchers will probably want to clean in here. They'll also maybe have irrigation systems for the pots and plants that are here. That may lead to water being on the floor. So having more surface area for drainage will allow the floor to be kept cleaner and spills can be cleaned up and things like that. So we know that researchers really like to use a lot of other scientific equipment within their grow rooms. So this room has been customized for that very purpose in mind. So inside you'll notice that we have multiple GPOs, 10 amp GPOs on each of the walls, and we also have 6 data points as well. So all different sort of equipment can be connected to the internet and provide data and feedback straight back to the researchers remotely. All of this equipment, because it's a wet environment, or it could be a wet environment here at times, needs to be IP rated. It's really important to make sure the longevity of the equipment and maintaining the functionality as well. Because we're within an enclosed room, it's really important to talk about some of the safety features that we have in here for the benefit of the clients that are using this chamber and researchers as well. So firstly, I'd like to highlight that we have 3 duress alarms. This is linked to a visual and audio alarm that's on the exterior of the chamber and will activate if pushed at any of the 3 points. So we have 1 in each grow room and 1 in the ante room as well. We also have emergency power, so 2 hours worth of emergency lighting here. So if, for example, we have a power failure, there will be enough light here to be able to see what you're doing and be able to escape. So as we mentioned before, this is a double bay chamber, meaning there's 2 rooms and it's separated by a physical barrier called an ante room or vestibule. So we'll just walk through there now and I'll show you what that looks like. This is really an important room for a couple of reasons. Not only does it provide that barrier between the 2 rooms, but also houses some really critical equipment for the users to use. We talked about the data points in each room. They're then connected back to a network data point, which then also gets connected back to the primary data connection at the user's facility. Below that, we have our human-machine interface, or HMI. This is the localized control panel that enables you to set the environment for each of the 2 rooms. So we're talking about programming temperature between 15 and 35 degrees, maintaining control. We're also talking about programming humidity and also lighting function and control within that room. So it really enables the researcher to almost do the same experiment under 2 different sets of conditions in 2 different rooms. So really allowing them to isolate independent research variables and hopefully get the best amount of data that they need. One of the really interesting features that we've built into this particular thing is, obviously this is the status page, and we're able to program set points. So for example, if we wanted to run the chamber at 25 degrees as a set point, we can then see what the set point is and what the actual would be. At the moment the set point is off, but that's something we could program in. One of the good things is if the customer, for example, wanted to set a set point of 25 degrees and the chamber went 2 degrees above that, and they're able to then set an alarm. The alarm is then linked to 2 lights that are up above each of the grow rooms. So in the left room here, for example, you'll see the red light. If the chamber for a certain period of time is outside the parameters of the researcher's set point, that alarm will go off. So it's just a visual indicator that allows the researcher to know there's something wrong. It also links to another a visual aid on the outside that flashes as well. So it's a couple of reasons for that. One is they can get email notifications if it's outside of parameters, but they can also have this visual alert, and then they'll be able to sort of bring somebody down here, diagnose what's going on, and then be able to fix the problem and move on. One of the other critical elements we have in here, and it's really driven a lot by the requests from the client, but making sure that we have things like emergency eye wash stations inside the ante-room as well. There's also RFID access. We really want to make sure that only the authorised personnel come into this room, so all that is available on the exterior of the chamber as well. You'll notice another cooler at the above of the door, and this is really just an air curtain. One of the key things we want to try and eliminate is when we do exit or enter the chamber that there is a bit of an air curtain coming down to make sure that we're not allowing any sort of pests or anything or flies coming in as well. So it's just another mechanism that we incorporate in all our chambers. So there'll come a time when researchers will have a critical experiment going on in each of the labs. They may not want to go inside the lab to actually disturb the environment, because every time they open the door, potentially you could be changing that. So we do provide light type cover on each of the labs if you just want to go inside and have a look what's going on. So as you can see, this is a light type cover, all custom designed by our team here at Mino, and it allows a really nice viewing window so people can see what's going on in the background. Yeah, so thanks very much for tuning into this video series. I think it's been a really exciting journey, being able to take you through all the stages of the build and then come off to this final stage. So we'll hope to run more of these videos in the future. We've got a long list of exciting projects ahead of us, so stay tuned for the next video. Thanks.